Hello, my name is Dale Petrock. It has been a while since I've posted a video of much substance, largely because of the winter this year has just not been very conducive. It's been really windy and pretty cold, and shooting center or rib fire in below 40-degree weather kind of becomes iffy. So I have just not had much of a chance to kind of do much. And so this today there was a kind of a nice day, mild wind and decent weather, it's 60 degrees roughly. And so I took the CZ 457 MTR, my second one, I call it CZ number 2, and my Anschutz 1761 MSR out to the range. I've had a number of people kind of ask me how I thought they compared to one another in terms of shooting. As you'll see in the picture that I'm posting now on the video, they are set up pretty similarly. Their stock design looks much the same. I have a Sinclair bag rider on the front of both of those, and the whole design of the gun is kind of generally the same. That doesn't mean they shoot the same. That doesn't mean they are exactly the same. One has a Swamp Fox Patriot on it. Another has Swamp Fox Kentucky Long. So one's got a 30 power scope and one's got a 25 power scope. They function pretty much the same. I don't see a huge difference between the two. The CZ 457 has a jarred trigger with a 3-ounce pull. The Anschutz has a two-stage, what they call two-stage light trigger. It pulls a little heavier. It probably pulls around 9 to 10 ounces, roughly. So it's quite a bit heavier than what I'm used to with the jarred trigger on the CZ. I run it on my usual bag rider or my usual rig system with in this case a Grizzly Bald Eagle front rest with a bag rider and a rear protector number 13. And I have a return to battery for the rear bag holder. And the reason is in case there's any cast off in the stock, it makes it go straight forward and back. When I set the rig up on the bench, I make sure by pulling the rifle back that it goes straight forward and returns to battery each time, etc., etc. So it takes out any impact of hunter stocks and cast off in a stock, etc., etc. In this particular case, I'm going to compare them at 50 yards. I'm going to use ARA factory targets. I realize the Anschutz doesn't qualify as a factory rifle, and I thought it was a fair comparison given the popularity of the CZ457 in the factory class. So in terms of that process, both are production rifles. The only modification at all on any of them is that the CZ457 MTR has a jarred trigger. Otherwise, they're entirely stock. Both are Swamp Fox scopes, different versions of that, but essentially a 25 and 30 power scope, which functionally at 50 yards is basically the same. So at 50 yards, I set up the targets, and I'll start to display the results of those targets on the screen now. The CZ457 did very well. Both targets, I shot 2 rounds using Center X, and both were scoring 2400 pretty consistently. Each one was pretty tight. I'm pretty happy with it. I was not disappointed in how the rifle performed. When I shot the Anschutz 1761 MSR, which is their silhouette version, you'll see that it shot very well as also. Both scores are 2500, so it did about 100 points better than the CZ457. Some interesting things to note. The number of X's for the CZ was 2 on one and 1 on another, and for the Anschutz was 1 and 1. So the number of X's was pretty similar to one another. The things that were different, if you counted that, I counted the number of shots that just touched the center dot. So they didn't have to score. It's not an X, it's a touch the center dot to see how similar that particular process was. On one of the CZ 457 targets, it was 14 touch the dots, and on the other, it was 9. On the Anschutz, it was 17 on one of them and 14 on the other. And I think that kind of points out the difference between the two rifles in terms of their performance. The CZ 457 does an excellent job, but the dispersion is slightly wider with this particular CZ and this particular lot of Center X than it is with the Anschutz. Now, neither one of these are lot tested CZ ammo. They are just straight up out of the box. I ordered a brick, and this is what I got, and this is what I shot. So the same brick of ammo, same distance, same target. You'll notice when you look at the scoring or the shooting on the targets, I put the targets in exactly the same place. I literally traced the outside of the target and pasted each target into that spot, so the settings did not change there. All it changed was the rifle and obviously how the rear bag rider was set up in terms of distance from the stock or distance from the front rest because of the difference in where the bag riders just fall. Otherwise, everything is the same. So in general, I would say I'm very happy with both rifles, very pleased with the performance of both rifles. The CZ, of course, is about a $900 rifle. The Anschutz is about a $2,100 rifle. So is it worth twice that amount? It's up to you. To me, I love the rifle. It was worth it. Would I buy another one if I didn't have this one? Absolutely. I think I'm only just figuring out how to use the rifle. I've had them both. I bought the CZ number 2 in October, November of last year, and the Anschutz I bought around January of this year. So they're fairly new to me. I think the CZ performs amazingly well for factory class, and I have no issues with that. If I had to choose one to be the best precision rifle of the rifles that I own right now, the Anschutz has been consistently shooting everything that I shoot in terms of ammo better than the CZ 457 MTR has. So that's kind of my conclusion. The shooting follows. I'll have speeded it up so that you're not totally bored to tears with it. You can see what's being done. You can see how it fired each round, etc., etc. May all your scores be X's, and may you have a great day.